Hey everyone, you're going to be tuning into a consultation that I had. However, I want to give you a little bit of context prior to you hopping in. So basically, this is our first official consultation. However, previously we had a conversation where I recommended some products of mine due to the symptoms she told me she was experiencing and from photos that I received. So in April is when we had our initial conversation. And as you can see, April 2024, she has a rather large bald area. And as of now, June 2024, you see that that bald area is shrinking significantly. And quickly, she owes this to the emu oil growth drops. However, there are some other products that she's been using that played a role, such as the rose water moisturizer as well. But I'm sure moisturization was not the only thing she needed to regrow the hair. I think it was absolutely the emu oil growth drops that created such drastic results for her. So definitely get into the conversation. We'll be talking about her hair history, her stress levels, her diet and lifestyle, as well as what brought on this hair loss. Okay, so could we backtrack and talk about your hair history?
Yes, absolutely. So I was 100% natural until sixth grade. Like any other girl growing up, I begged my mom for a perm. She's like, you don't need a perm, you don't need a perm. I'm like, I want a perm so bad. So I got a perm. My mom is very big on keeping your hair in the best status as possible. So I was going to the hair salon every 2 weeks, getting rose sets, all that stuff. But that is when I noticed I had eczema in my scalp. Before that, I had always very bad dry scalp, and my mom only used Indian hemp. You remember the old school Indian hemp? That's all she used in my hair growing up. My hair was long. It was like when I look back on it, I was like, why did I get a perm? And the Indian hemp was good, but after I got a perm, my hair was so dry. But I continued to go. I had a perm in my hair all the way through 2009. So that's now right before college.
Me too. That's my last perm was 09 too. I forgot we had that in common.
Yeah. And in high school, my mom started taking care of my hair. So she started doing the box of perms at home. And it was just for me. But my hair was still at an okay status because she's like, maybe because she tried so much different things to get it to not be dry. She's like, maybe it's because it's too strong, so let's just do the box perms. And she was doing all the perms in my family, so it was fine. But I was like, I don't want to deal with this at college, so let me go natural. At college, my hair was breaking off. It was breaking off until I found like a Dominican salon downtown that I really liked. And that's where I was going to throughout college. I don't know if it was the water in Albany, but my hair was it was nice. It was cool. It was thick. Post-college now, this is when things got a little, I feel like, difficult. There's in the middle of my head, like right here, it was a constant itch that just never went away to this day. I've tried so many different products, dermatologists, all that good stuff. Nothing seemed to work. So I kind of just like, you know how like some things you're just like, it is what it is, and I is what it is did. Until the pandemic happened. I did, before the pandemic, I have a picture which I had sent you. My hair, that's like my fullness, thickness, fine. This was March 2020. By the time, I would say September, it took some time for this. No, I would say maybe, I had to put a date on it. It was 2021, so maybe around January 2021 is when I noticed, wait a second, my hair is starting to come out. It's starting to come out in droves. And it was coming out when I would brush it, comb it, wash it, and it was big wads. And I finally went to the dermatologist, I want to say July 2021. Turns out I had a hair infection that COVID brought to life. They gave me, they did a biopsy on my head. And then I ended up having to get, man, I feel like I got over altogether, because I was going from July 2021 to probably about December 2021 I was going to them. let's just say the first time I went there, they gave me 14 cortisone shots, and then it slowly went down from there. So every time I went once a month, I was getting cortisone shots. I was on antibiotics. I was on all these creams, all these specialized shampoos and all this other stuff. And then it got to a point where I'm like, okay, my hair's not shedding as much as it was doing. But then I got COVID again and again and again and again. And I realized, so, yeah.
Quick question. So when you were getting COVID, were you symptomatic each time? Or
The first time, no. The second time, yes. So then that's when I noticed before I got COVID, this is going to sound very weird, my hair would start coming out more. So that was one of the symptoms that I was like, oh, I got COVID. And then I know the symptoms that I feel. And I always get the same COVID, the original. The COVID-19. I don't ever get the other variants because when I get the test back, it's always the same COVID. And up until most recently, the last time I got COVID, the same thing happened. My hair for about 2 weeks before the COVID hit was coming out in like a lot. And when I say a lot, like, you know, balls like this big and stuff. And then lo and behold, so my immune system, it's something with my immune system. And yeah, so back to, I didn't go to the dermatologist or anything like that. That's when I reached out to you regarding about, I want to go the natural way and just really take care of my hair the best way possible and myself. But in turn, wasn't the best eater, you know. I know what triggers me food-wise, but still is eating it. And so yeah, that's where we are.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, you did, but I got it. I think I got it. So basically, after you had your last surgery and you went natural again, you started noticing the actual hair itself tends to be brittle and dry.
Very dry. I've had dry scalp all my life, but it's gotten worse since the perm. Yeah, like when I was young, 6th grade, got the perm. From on that point on, I feel like it never got to a point where it was. It's moisturization. It may feel moisturized, but the scalp isn't, if that makes sense. The hair feels
hair feels moisturized,
correct,
but not the scalp.
Correct.
Okay, and then you would get a constant itch in one singular spot.
For the majority of it. So it's mostly around here. It's the real, and this is where it's like thin at. Here, here. So the itchy areas are where it's thin at. And that's where the dermatologist said was the hair infection. Also, I forgot to say, they said they may be able to like keep it dormant, but it may not ever go away. So it may flare up.
According to them.
According to what they said.
So do you think that it was possibly thin in that area because you're always scratching it there?
Possibly, yeah. I think that definitely plays a role. And also, you know, the bun thing, but which I like don't do as much. The buns? My bun usually sits kind of right here sometimes. Oh. But I think it mostly has to do with the irritation.
Okay. Okay, and so let's talk about your diet a little bit. Because you were telling me that you noticed that when you eat like really carby foods, it will flare up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I mean, to me, that's like a sign of yeasts, fungus, fungal infection, right? Because bread and sugars feed that.
Yes.
So you notice it flares up when you have that, or sugar too? Or are you a big sugar girl?
Not really, but I realize that too. Like if I have too much sweets, like if I go on a sweet habit, not as much as carbs, but it will flare up eventually. The carbs, like if I ate pasta tonight, some bread and all that, then tomorrow I'm itching up a storm.
Okay. Have you ever used any kind of like topical fungal treatment?
I did. So what they did get me all of that at the dermatologist's office. And like I said, all that stuff it did like do what it needs to do. But I didn't want to be on antibiotics forever. I was on antibiotics for 6 months, and the cortisone shots and the topical stuff. So I had topical.
Oh, 6 months of antibiotics. Okay. That sounds like you're gonna need a gut reset. Because the antibiotics, now this is kind of like controversial. I probably shouldn't even really say this. As far as like Big Pharma, I might get YouTube stripes. So I might edit this out. But like antibiotics do a number on your gut. Like it can be really harsh and harmful on your gut. And your gut is where the most of our immune system lives. So if our gut isn't right, the rest of us, we're going to see issues and flare-ups in random places. And it's often our skin. Because our skin is like, we breathe through our skin. Our skin is kind of like our lungs in a way.
Right.
So skin issues tend to be like one of the first places we get symptoms. And hair is related to the skin, you know, it comes out of the scalp. So oftentimes, regardless of like what people's diagnosis is, very often they'll get some kind of hair symptom. My hair is falling out, my hair is thinning, my edge is falling out, my hair is getting brittle, things like that. That often happens like with, like you'll see that's like a symptom of so many different illnesses. That's because like your skin is like one of the first places, or like even like acne or eczema, all that stuff, because your skin is like the first sign that something is off. But anyway, so
that actually makes sense, because I do feel as though even when I like go days with fasting and stuff like that, my gut never feels 100% like good, if that makes sense. It always feels like something's still in it, even if I'll fast for 16 hours. I have never done a 24-hour fast.
I was just about to ask you, what's the longest fast you've ever done?
16 hours.
So that's intermittent fasting.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So I've never done like a real juice cleanse fast or any of that stuff.
Is that something you're open to trying?
I know I have to. Like I've been knowing. Like I feel like if I did do that, well I am. I'm speaking that it'll change something. It's just a matter of, you know, putting my head in that space.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily recommend a juice fast, but I would recommend a fruit fast.
I did do that. So if we want to say fruit fast, the longest I did a fruit fast for one whole day, and then I did a veggie fast the next day, and then a fruit and veggie combined, so a 3-day.
Okay, so like when you say veggie, was it raw veggies?
Did I cook it? Man, this is a while ago.
Okay.
I think it was like salad with no dressing type of vibe. Yeah.
Okay, well that's good that you did that. Okay, but I will probably have you try something a little bit more rigorous. But I know, because I've done this myself, it can be really difficult. So I would have you like start off short, like a short period of time. But we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. Okay. How's your stress levels?
That's another thing. I did realize when I did get COVID, it was during a very high stress moment, as far as with like work and stuff like that, and not taking care of myself, not properly sleeping. That's another thing. I know I could use more hours of sleep in general, but during that time, I was probably getting on average like 4 hours of sleep a night, and then still like waking up early and in a very heavy environment where I'm around a lot of people every day. And all kinds of people, and in the city, and taking public trams and all that other stuff. So I feel like my body was trying to protect itself as best as it could, but it was like, girl, you doing a lot right now.
Ouch. Because I'm a sleepy girl, so I need my sleep. I can't imagine doing 4 hours of sleep. Jesus.
I know. And I'm an early riser, so my body automatically gets up very early. Regardless if I let's say, don't go to sleep till like 2 in the morning, my body's automatically gonna wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, like ready to start the day.
Sheesh. Even if you sleep like with like a eye mask on, or doesn't matter.
I can I'll wake up and then I'll have to just force myself to go back to sleep. But preferably my body's on go mode, ready to go 5 in the morning, which I like because I'm a morning person. Okay. It's just a matter of the night being done right.
Makes sense. Okay. So do you currently have any practices or habits that are stress relieving?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
My morning routine is so important to me.
Okay.
Yeah. That can take even up to 4 hours. So I think that's why my body loves waking up, because it's yay, we get to do this. Exactly. Which includes exercise and meditation, affirmations, journaling. And that's the part of my day where I'm like, ooh, I own this part of my day. The night routine, child, I need some help. That night routine may be falling asleep on the sofa sometimes, and that's not okay. But my body at that point, I feel like around 8:30 is when my body's like, oh gosh. Meanwhile, I want to stay up a little bit more to 10 maybe, sometimes 11. And the only way that I would keep my body up is if I start scrolling on my phone.
Right.
But that's so unhealthy.
We all can relate. We all can relate. I'm like, I'm so tired, but wait, let me just scroll.
Like, you ain't missing nothing.
Like, right, please. No, but I think it's a funny reel just a few swipes away.
Right, that dopamine. It's no
right.
joke.
Right. Oh, man. Okay. So, exercise. Do you have any hobbies?
Yeah, I do exercise. I exercise 4 times a week, which I ensure I check on my habit tracker because I don't play about that. And it's about an hour workout, and it includes like stretching. I do an app, so I follow their regimen, and I'm happy with it. Like, I love it. I love it.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. Let me make sure. Okay. Okay. So based on what you told me, I have a really good idea of a program I want to put you on.
Okay, I'm ready to hear it.
I'm not going to talk about that on the video, but I'll make sure I have a document for you to look at, and once you check it out and see if you have any questions, definitely let me know, because I don't want to be a nag, but I want to be there to be like, hey, Ty,
let's go,
how's
Coach Keisha.
You know, yes, because I want you to make all the progress in the world. Yeah, you have showed me what your hair looked like when you were in the thick of it, and I know that can be really traumatic.
Very much so.
Yeah, especially for women.
And I love my natural hair, and I hate that I'm just like, well, this is how it's gonna be, but I'm like, no, it's not how it's gonna be. So
right, we can heal that, and you are making progress, right?
Yes, I am. From the clumps are no longer there, you know, and I hate to be like, knock on wood, but they're not here anymore. I feel like at regular state, like, hair coming out, just natural, like, loss, you know, that you get when
normal shedding. Correct. Right. Okay, so let me know what's your current routine after like our last conversation. Like, how's your maintenance now?
Brands too. Okay, so I wash my hair with what's called Farmer Band, which is a newer for people with eczema on their scalp, people with psoriasis. Because I feel like I've used all those kind of stuff, like Nizoral. I've used, obviously back in the day, Head and Shoulders, and I feel like this is a newer brand, and I feel like it's definitely helping me, and it helps the maintenance of the flare-ups, the scratch, the eczema, I guess you would say, that happens. But
what are they called?
Pharma Band, Pharma and then Band. And then for my conditioner, I use the brand Native because it only has like 11 ingredients in it, and the one I use in particular is a moisturizing conditioner. It is warm cider and cinnamon, because I wanted something to attack the fungus. So the cider part. Once I'm done, I spray my hair with your rose water, and like my hair loves the rose water, so I like drench it. And my hair eats it up. And then after that, I use my Emu drops. And I put my Emu drops all over my hair, not just on the spots that are, less. And then I seal it. Right now I'm sealing it with the lime oil, but I was using the horsetail leaf oil before that. And yeah, and that's about it.
Okay. And so you're okay with your current routine?
Yeah.
Okay. So then most of the tips I have for you are not going to be routine based because you feel like you are confident in that area. But I want to focus on that gut reset.
I think that's going to be life-changing for me, to be honest with you. This came at perfect timing because, when you got to do something with your body, like, I knew, like, I've been knowing that my gut is like, help me. And I'm just like, I'm trying to have fun, but also we're getting older, right? So I can't do the things I did in my early 20s. I can't put the stuff on my stomach that I did in my early 20s, and I'm realizing that. And I think I'm in the acceptance mode of that, and realizing that it's okay. You don't need to be a hedonist about stuff. Like, do you want to feel better?
Right. So do you have any other symptoms that you feel like might seem unrelated? Like maybe stiff joints or like pain Like muscle pain or like anything like that?
No, just the gut thing now that you brought it up, like feeling bloated.
Bloated?
Yeah. Even when, like I said, even when I fast, still feeling like like there's like I need an enema or something. But I regularly use the toilet first thing in the mornings, and I get clean.
Once a day?
Probably like 2-3 times a day.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's not a problem, but I feel like this gut needs to be like
yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna target that.